Hey everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time for another video. This time around, it is episode 2 of the Halloween 15 for 2024, and this time out, it is time to look at Dr. Blood's Coffin from 1961. This was directed by Sidney J. Furie, and he is a director that probably you have seen one of his movies. He's a very prolific director, and thinking about his back catalog, you probably wouldn't expect him to have directed something like this, or maybe you would if you're more familiar with his work. I'll put below, just scrolling across, some of the films he is responsible for directing, and you might find some surprises in there. This came out around the height of the Hammer horror film craze. This was made to sort of capitalize on that. Unfortunately, it's not quite as good as any of the Hammer horror films that I've ever seen, even the bad ones. But it does have an excellent title, Dr. Blood's Coffin. It's a title that kind of conjures up mad scientists and gore and funeral parlors and macabre experiments and stuff. And it does feature all of those things, but somehow the movie kind of knows how to sap all the excitement out of any of them, or all of them, actually. It tells the tale of one Peter Blood, who is played by Kieran Moore, and he was kicked out of his medical school in Vienna for performing strange experiments on human beings. And so he tucks his tail and he comes home to his village of Port Cairn, which is in Cornwall, and he seeks refuge with his father, who is a successful general practitioner doctor in Port Cairn named Dr. Robert Blood. And Peter decides to set up a little medical lab in the mines. There's, I think they're tin mines underneath the city or around the city, and he starts experimenting on the local villagers. And in the meantime, he also falls in love with his father's nurse assistant, and her name is Linda, played by Hazel Court. And what follows is, for most of the movie, it's sort of this duel going back and forth of Peter hunting down victims to lure into his underground secret laboratory, while sort of playing the dual role of looking for somebody in the underground laboratory because somebody's stealing medical supplies from his father, and they're trying to figure out who's picking off the villagers and stealing these medical supplies, while he's simultaneously courting Linda, and there's this whole romantic angle around it. And then at the end, I won't even say what happens, but it's most of what this advertising is built around. The main problem I have with this movie is the experiment that Peter Blood is trying. He's essentially trying to murder people with a tropical poison, and then he takes the heart out of that person after they've been reanimated with another injection. He takes the heart out of them and he puts it in a dead body, and somehow that dead body reanimates. So it's sort of a off-brand Frankenstein, but it doesn't really make any sense, because if you kill somebody and then reanimate them, why don't you just reanimate the dead person? I don't know. I just really didn't understand the plot. It didn't seem to make any sense to me. It seemed kind of pointless. The movie isn't really all that good. It looks good, I will say that. The score is awesome. From a technical standpoint, it's very well made. The performances are all fine and adequate, and everything is put together really well. It's just the script makes no sense, and that's the biggest problem I had with it. So it's really kind of boring, for lack of a better word. I mean, that's kind of a low impact way to describe a movie, but it is. It's just really boring, and it's not even that long. It's 92 minutes, and it feels like it's 3 hours before you get to the end, where there's only the end is the only exciting part of the film, and unfortunately, it's over before it can redeem the rest of the movie. So I really sadly was disappointed by Dr. Blood's Coffin. A big swing and a whiff for this one. But if you like Hammer films, you might want to take a look at it just to see the resemblance to Hammer films, but I really just was disappointed with this one. So this I give a 4 out of 10, mainly because I enjoyed the score, I enjoyed the performances, I enjoyed the idea, but the core of the script was just not there. So check it out if you're interested in something that resembles a Hammer horror film, but just is not quite in the same league as any Hammer film that I've seen so far. So there you go. That's my review of Dr. Blood's Coffin from 1961. Thanks for watching, and stick around for episode 3 coming up in 48 hours. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.